Minecraft is a wonderful blend of building and exploring. I've created some cozy builds in Minecraft and explored many a biome. I've built up a mushroom iron farm, a mushroom windmill, and even a mushroom gunpowder farm. But I've never actually built and explored Minecraft as a mushroom. So in today's video, we're going to do just that. I'll be surviving these next 100 days as a Sporeling origin. This means I'll have 5 hearts, some unique abilities to protect me, and we'll have some custom mushroom outposts scattered throughout the world, 4 different mushroom traders to trade with that all give me unique items, and I'll have some fun custom mushroom armor to protect me as we explore our new modded world. I've never attempted to survive 100 days on just 5 hearts, so let's see how this goes. We are in the world, and we are going to go on quite the little mushy adventure. Now, to go over a few things to start with, you'll notice I only have 5 hearts. Now, this is because I have the Sporeling origin, which one of my abilities is I can spread spores that poison all nearby entities in a 4-block radius. So I can be a little stinky, and this poor sheep unfortunately kind of walked into the stink, but that is just one of my abilities. The second ability I'll have as a little Sporeling is an updraft, and I can blast spores into my cap to launch me upwards. Now, the only issue is I don't look very mushroomy, and I don't have my mushroom cap, and that is because we have to go find my mushroom cap. So as we are exploring and adventuring in this world, we're gonna have to go locate my little mushroom cap. Now, I know for a fact that it is in a custom witch's hut. Now, it's not like the classic one. Oh, it is actually right here. It's one of these little ones. Now, I do have to be a little bit careful. Me being on 5 hearts as a little mushroom could make it so that this witch could hurt me and poison me. But there's also some really nice goodies inside these things. But if I just free cam out so you can see it, these are the witch's huts. Now, I need to make sure there is not a witch's hut because we are on day 0 and I do not want to die on day 0. We are not playing in hardcore because I tend to die. So, especially with 5 hearts, we need to be careful. Hello? Okay, we got the kitty cat. Also, I added a mod that makes stairs look so pretty, and I absolutely love it. That cat has had enough of me. Oh, we're getting food. This is good. Okay. I don't hear the witch. We're gonna take some mushroom stew, get some food. Let's check out. Here it is. We've already found my mushroom cap, except it's not red. We have to dye this red so that we can have our little guy back, but we've got a golden apple. We're getting some mushrooms, gunpowder. I'll take some glass bottles. This is actually pretty decent loot. Like, I don't even need to go to the Nether right away, especially if we can find some blaze rods somewhere. That would be the ideal. And the cat came up here. Is your owner up here? Okay, no, so we're safe. Let's see what's inside the chests, do some looting, and I can tell you about one of the other mods that I have added. I added a backpack mod because, well, there's gonna be a lot of cute things I want to collect, and having a backpack is going to make everything so much easier. So I do have a little backpack slot for us, and if I hit B, we have the iron backpack, which already gives us a lot of extra storage for all of our little goodies. But this is going to majorly help us. But we already have our first goal checked off the list. We've got our little mushroom cap. True goblin, wear a mushroom cap. But we also have a texture pack that changes all of our diamond tools to be more of a cottagecore mushroom theme. So one of the other goals we have is to get a full set of mushroom armor and mushroom tools. So with our little hoe here, we are well on our way. And honestly, I don't have a lot of armor, so I will put on the chain link. Let's see here. Experiment log by the witch. Injected test subject with 1 with first test serum. Interesting. Reacted strangely. Eyes and pigmentation change overnight. This witch is doing experiments. And they're hiding research. I don't know if I want to stay here much longer, but I'll take this glow mushroom. I think it's cute. Then I heard some creepy music outside. What the heck is that noise? Hello? And since I didn't want to find out what was making that noise, I decided to make a new best friend, grab some more resources, and I got out of there quick. I then grabbed a poppy, turned that to red dye, combined that with our mushroom cap. We had our little mushy cap back. Look at this! And now I can use my little ability to push some spores into our hat so we can float some more. And I do inherently have some feather fall, so if you've kind of noticed me slowly sinking down, I never have to worry about fall damage, which with 5 hearts, this is going to be very good. And it is time to start looking around for some resources. We need to punch some trees, we need to get some more tools. Oh, I'm falling in holes. Let's collect some different wood options. It just takes a lot longer with your fist, but we're collecting them. Yep, just waiting it out. Then we made a crafting table, a pickaxe, and an axe. And we're gonna grab some food. I'm sorry, piggy. We'll grab some stone while we're able to. Then we're going to make a furnace to cook up all of our food, and luckily we got some charcoal from taking the campfires. And we're also going to upgrade all of our tools to be stone. There we go, we're already getting an upgrade. Now it is becoming night, so we do have to be careful as we are exploring about. I don't think there was a bed inside the witch's hut, so we do need to be careful as we do some exploring. Oh, there's iron. So, new plan. We chopped down this tree, which I added the mod that makes them chop much quicker. We're going to make ourselves not only a boat, but we're also going to make ourselves some doors because we're going underwater. Perfect. And now nothing can get us as we mine up all of this sweet, sweet iron. With oars in hand, we swam back up to our boat to keep exploring the area and noticed a glow from a village nearby. On our way, we checked a ruined portal out and grabbed a few resources before we headed back to our boat to head to the village. Alright, we are on the shore and it is time to probably run pretty fast to avoid all of these little bad guys. Yep, they're coming for little cute me. And as you can imagine, I remained completely calm. Oh my gosh, I got shot. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Gollum, save me! That is a strip log, that is not a door, this is a door. Whew, okay, and just like that, we are sleeping and we are going through our very first night. That feels good. I just noticed, I tamed that black cat and I don't know where the black cat went. So I think at some point we need to go back towards spawn and find where our little cat went because the witch wasn't around, so we kind of just adopted them and they're just not following us, I noticed. So that'll be something that we need to go and figure out where our little buddy went. But I'm gonna take a bunch of their resources. I hope they don't mind. And we're just gonna get geared up for a bit. Now that we've looked through all of these little houses, we're gonna smelt up our armor so that I can get out of this chainmail because it's not very cute. And we're going for cute in this video, so let's just get this all smelted up, get some better tools, get some armor, and we'll go from there. And while we wait for that to get all smelted up, I think I want to try to kill this guy, which could be a mistake considering how little hearts I have. Hi, dude. Hello. All right, don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to run. I'm just trying to run. Just trying to run. Turn the tower up. It's fine. I'm not scared at all. I'm not scared. Okay, let's get this guy. Can I hit you? There we go. Actually, can I be stinky? Should we try the little stinkiness? Will this get him? Okay, I guess it just gets us. I need it to be a little bit lower, probably. We tried the stink. The stink is too high to reach. So we do the old-fashioned way. There we go. Okay. And we got 6 from that. Oh no, we got 5. I had 1 previously. We then made an iron pickaxe, iron axe, and our first iron chestplate. And with boots made, we have used up all of our iron that we have, and we officially have a chestplate and some booties. So I feel a little bit safer. Not a whole lot safer, but just a little bit safer, which is really all one can ask for when you're starting out. I do want to grab some extra leather because we will need food and we will need to make some books. So it's kind of a win-win, just not for the cow. Just only for me. As night fell on our first day, I noticed our first mushroom outpost, and before going to shore, I decided to take a snooze on the ocean floor, which led us into day 2. The next morning, we unskillfully attacked a skeleton to get the Monster Hunter advancement. And then we went to explore the mushroom trade post and see what we could find. Inside the room, we found our first mushroom trader who, when given mushrooms, drops different types of goodies. We next ran into a second mushroom trader who dropped a bunch of flowers and iron, which we promptly made a mushroom shield to keep us safe. Isn't it cute? We went to the next building and found the third type of mushroom trader who was walking on a pressure plate floor, which we got rid of immediately. Inside the dispensers, we found some mushroom arrows, and as we climbed the vines to the top, we checked the chests at the top and got some more iron, bread, wheat seeds, and mushrooms. We gave the traders some mushrooms, and they dropped some iron, gold, soup, and we even got our first 2 diamonds from them. Let's go! We've got diamonds! Oh, that's so good. I literally love these little guys so much because they can give you so many good things just by trading with them. We can get slime balls, we can get coal, all sorts of things, and there usually is a 4th one around here that is purple, but it looks like they are not on this specific little shroom post, so we'll just have to find them at a different one. And since we got so much iron from those chests and from trading with the little guys, we have all of the armor that we were missing, so I feel a lot safer, and now we can get the rest of our tools. We'll make a shovel, we'll make a sword, and some shears. The last thing we're gonna do is grab all of these end rods because they are going to make the perfect little cottage core mushroom stems. So if we take one of these mushroom blocks and then put an end rod underneath it, it looks so cute. So we're gonna go and grab all of these while we wait for all of our beef to smelt. Alright, all of our steak is now smelted up, and we grabbed all of the end rods for decorations, so it is time to take a quick nap, and then we're gonna get on the open road, boating around and looking for a place to live. Alright, day 3, time to find ourselves a place to set up camp. So we started off day 3 in our boat with our mushroom cap, searching for a place to call our home. We picked up some sugarcane as we went, saw a ruined nether portal and checked the contents, and grabbed some iron on the shoreline. We saw beautiful forest biomes along the shore, collected up more resources from nether portals, swam past an ocean monument, and we'll probably never go in there. Saw another village, so went to go inspect and raid it. And after a full day of exploring the village, we found our way to a river between some beautiful mountain ranges and lavender fields. We're just gonna yoink some of these lavender because, oh, why not? I'm also trying to stay awake during the night to maximize the amount of time we have for this world, since I haven't even found the biome that I want to live in, the mushroom biome. So we've got a long adventure ahead of us, but honestly, with the biomes looking this pretty, I can't complain. I will complain about them though. They are not welcome. As we boated a bit further, we spotted another witch's hut, which of course we stopped to loot the chests and found this tree resin bottle. So of course we had to take that with us. Since we were running out of space, we are going to try to upgrade our backpack to a gold backpack. Now we do have a bunch of gold, so this should be relatively easy. We can grab our backpack off our back, and I think we just put it in here and wrap it in gold. Okay. We've got the gold backpack. We just got 3 more rows for things. That is incredible. With more space in our inventory, we continued gremlin hoarding all the resources of the chests. We even grabbed some moss from the roof and the spore blossom hidden in the rafters. It was then back out into the unknown through the night, using our updraft ability to move quicker through the forest as we rolled into day 4. Day 4 consisted mainly of traveling across land and sea to locate the mushroom island I picked out ahead of time to base at. So we knew the chords we were going to, we just had to travel about 6,000 blocks to get there. Along the way, we stopped at another mushroom outpost we saw, and we finally came across the final mushroom trader we hadn't met yet. While trading with them, they dropped a unique soup, so of course we had to give it a taste. I am very curious to see what this stew does, so let's take a little taste. Regen. That is very useful, considering we have 5 hearts. I'd love that. Then we continued trading with them until they dropped their unique item. This guy gave us a Deceiver's Heart, and if I show you what this does, this will give us instant extra hearts. However, it does take it away when we're done. So if I right click this, look at that. We got a bunch of extra hearts in our hotbar, and we have absorption, strength, regen, and a health boost for a few seconds, but then it all goes away. So if we are in a pickle and we are really needing to get out of a sticky situation, these will be our best friend. And we're gonna collect some more little mushrooms because some of these other ones will also give us special things as well. So let's see about this one. Hi, buddy. There it is. Okay. So this is what I was looking for. These bay ballette bombs come from this guy with the brown, and these are basically like mini explosives. So if I have one of these in my hand and I throw it, it creates an explosion and it ricochets as well. So if there's a ton of mobs somewhere and we're looking to just throw something at them to get them to all like leave us alone or die, this is probably gonna be our best friend as well. Now, our little friends inside here also give some special little darts. There they are, okay. And we got more diamonds, let's go. Now, basically, it works the same way as a bow and arrow, but whatever I throw it at is going to get the poison effect, so I can get rid of some baddies around me if I need to. But that's enough explanation for now. We are going to quickly pop through, check all these chests, see what we can find, and then be on our way. I'm mainly just looking to get some additional food and iron from these little guys. After looting the mushroom post, we floated through a lavender field and ran across a stony creeper who seemed pretty chill. We then continued by boat on the ocean with roughly 4,000 blocks left to travel to get to our base location. As the sun came up for day 5, we stopped to grab more enrods and shroom lights and witnessed a campfire unaliving a poor mushroom trader. So we took out the culprit and noticed the mushroom trader dropped a mushroom. After witnessing that sad scene, we were back on our boat grabbing sugarcane, more enrods and shroom lights, trading to get diamonds, looting witches' huts and villages until finally on day 6, a mushroom island finally rendered into view. The mushroom island! Yay, we finally made it! So guys, this is where we are going to live out our mushroom days. I am so excited. We can finally set up our little bed, chests, furnace, crafting table on this. I do have to be careful because I guess, whoa, we've got, yeah, okay, yeah. We gotta be careful for that. I went through and picked out this seed in advance because I really liked this specific mushroom island because of the size. So there are 2 next to each other, but we are going to be using this smaller one. And what I really liked about this one is we do have 2 of these little mushroom trader friends on our island, which will allow us to have just some really cute residents right off the bat. Now, it is night, so I'm going to officially put down our bed. I won't be able to pick it up until mining fatigue wears off, but we've got a bed. So let's sleep and start day 7 on our mushroom island. So we have so far gotten 2 goals of our 3 checked off. We have our cute little red mushroom cap, which now allows us to do our little uplift. And we found the mushroom island that we are going to spend our 100 days on. So the only real goal we still have left to complete is transforming this place into a cozy cottagecore mushroom island. and getting ourselves a full set of custom mushroom armor. But now that we are here, we are just going to get our crafting table down. We're going to get a furnace popped down. We've got some chests in here we can also pop down. The other thing I really like about us living on a mushroom island is there are 0 mobs that are going to try to hurt us, and when we live on 5 hearts, the mushroom island is the perfect place for a little Sporeling. We then used our diamonds to craft a mushroom chestplate. So far, I think this is looking so cute. I love how it's just little puffs on our shoulders, like little shoulder pads. It's actually so adorable. From there, we organized all of our items and resources from our adventures into some chests. Next, I wanted to find a village to get a bunch of stonemasons to trade us quartz, since we'll be using quartz as the stems for all of our mushroom houses, mushroom trees, and little mushy shrubs, since I want to avoid the nether at all costs. And instead of boating villagers back to my mushroom island one by one, I added a mod called Portable Mobs, which allows you to shift right click to catch a mob like a Pokemon and carry them wherever you want. Don't worry, I did put our little friend back. I then crafted 2 master cells, which are reusable, and 2 basic cells, which are a one-time use only. With capture cells in hand, it was off to find a village. On the way, we were going to stop by and check out some drowned ruins, but a trident-wielding drown gave me other ideas. Okay, never mind, I don't need the boat. I will get a different boat. I don't want that boat anymore. I changed my mind. I then almost died to a creeper. Or 2. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And definitely didn't regret going out at night. Hi, go away, hi, go away, hi, go away, hi, go away, hi, go away. Nope, nope. I'm scared. It's fine though. Child, heck to the no. After frantically running for my life through the woods, we rolled into day 8 and then continued boating around looking for a village. We then found and checked a ruined portal for loot and found a pair of Frostwalker boots, so you know we had to try exploring with those on. It took me about 15 more minutes of exploring on the water into the night before we finally found a village. And one by one, we captured some villagers in the night until we had all the capture pods filled, and on the morning of day 9, we began our journey back home. And of course, we got distracted along the way, finding a shipwreck, following the buried treasure chest, but instead found ourselves picking clovers in a cloverfield biome. We then started collecting up some cherry logs for building with our red mushroom tops. And as we rolled into day 10, we spent the rest of the morning boating until we finally had our mushroom island coming back into view. Once back home, we let the villagers out of their pods, which instantly changed their outfits to a mushroom outfit, since we have a texture pack that changes villager outfits based on the biomes they're in. Okay, I just realized I only have the baby villager hanging around here, and so I started looking to see if I could find the other 3, and if I just go into free cam, they are trying to make an escape. So we need to come bring these hooligans back, and I only have 2 cells left because I made 2 one-time use ones. So let's hope we can get 1 in the boat and the other 2 in the little pods. I know you might like the ocean, but you need to come with me, okay? Come with me, and you want to get in my boat? It's a very nice boat. I'm sure you'd love it. Yeah? Oh, yes. Yes, get in the boat. Okay. It's like they don't like being kidnapped or something. How did you spend day 10, Red? Well, I was dealing with villagers. This is fun. This is great. This is fine. It is totally okay. Then we built a fence to keep the villagers from escaping again, gave them some beds, some bread, and took a snooze. We woke up on day 11 to the day counter mod being confused between me achieving day 1 and day 10. Maybe they were trying to math day 1 plus day 10 into day 11? I have no idea. But we moved on to making more bread to feed our villagers, expanding their fences, and finally getting some baby villagers. Alright, now I'm gonna give them some job blocks, but let's just fence this off so that they don't try to hop up on the job blocks to escape, because they like to do that for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. We'll add a lectern and a stone cutter so we can get a mason going, and we can get ourselves a librarian. We then added 2 fletching tables and a composter. Next, we made a tree farming platform so we could get all of the sticks to trade with our fletchers without the podzol taking over everything, which we forgot to light up, so we had to make our first bow and get rid of all of the mobs, light it up, and clear out the last mobs into day 12. Day 12 consisted of getting sticks to level up our villagers, building a staircase by the tree farm, and lighting up the area at night so we could see. The next thing I want to do is actually start taking some planks, and I want to start mapping out where I want all of these builds to go while I wait for the villagers to wake up to keep trying to get Silk Touch. And we are starting our build planning on day 13. Now, on top of this little hill here, I think it would be kind of fun for this to be where we have my mushroom house. I'm going to make a giant custom mushroom house build. So we're going to kind of have this be the rough shape. I might make the stem size a little bit larger, but this is where we're gonna have my house. Then as we make our way down here, I want there to be a nice path leading from my house all the way up and down here. But in this spot over in this area, I want to have kind of a little wheat field. This is where our farmer villager is going to go. And it's just going to be a larger wheat field, kind of filling in this little space right here. So we'll have a giant wheat field, carrot field, crop field in here. And then right next to this wheat field, we are going to have this little spot be where the villager's little mushroom house is going to go. So I'm thinking we might make a yellow or orange topped mushroom build here because it kind of goes with the theme of like the crops if we do carrots or wheat, but we're gonna have the little farmer villager mushroom house be right in here. I also want to have a giant pond. I think that would be really nice. And this area right here looks like it's the perfect spot to just get some water buckets, fill this all in with some water so that this can be our little pond. And I was thinking if we decide to make some water kind of jutting out, we could put some campfires down here so it looks like a little waterfall is bubbling and trickling into our little pond right here. And I really love that idea. I do also love the idea of having another little villager house right here that will build up. We spent the next part of day 13 rolling for a Silk Touch book so we could collect all of the cottagecore red mushroom blocks and started laying out the color palette for our house. The morning of day 14, we started working on planting our carrots, potatoes, and wheat, which was more complicated than I expected since you can't actually use a hoe on mycelium the way you can on dirt or grass. So we had to do it the slow way, which was either turning the dirt to a path block, placing a block over top of that, plowing that, and then planting our crops, or the slightly easier way, replacing all of the mycelium with dirt, plowing that, and then planting the crops from there. So we opted for the latter and continued plowing the land and clearing the area till all of our crops were planted and the land was tilled. Next, it was time to go looking for some sheep and cows, so we traded with a mushroom trader and got the diamonds we wanted to make our first mushroom pickaxe and added Silk Touch to it. And on the morning of day 15, we were on our way. All right, once again, we are by those ruins and that dude is still there, but there are 2 sheep, so I really need them. So we're definitely gonna go be sneaky about getting the sheep and be quick about it because I'm pretty sure I could easily get one-shotted by that drowned with the trident if I'm not careful. Grab you and grab you. And we might as well take a third little sheepy with us. We'll just push them into boat here. Oh no. Oh no. Trident drowned, sheepy, abort mission. We're going this way. All right, well, that didn't take us too long to get our little sheep. Now we're just gonna head back through the water with our sheep to our home, drop them off, and then go get us some cows. And yes, I am fully aware that if I were just to take some shears to get cows, I could easily convert some of our little mushroom cows into regular cows. But honestly, I think between you and I, we'll both always know that they were mushroom cows that I'm going to turn into a cow crusher, and that just sounds sad using my mushroom cows when I'm supposed to be all mushroomy. So we're gonna go and actually look for some cows so that I can, well, sleep at night. With our last sheep in the pen, we went back out to go look for some genuine brown and white pasture-raised little guys to join us on the Mushroom Island. Along the way, we looked at the drowned ruins and grabbed a buried treasure map, found and looted a few different witches' huts for their resources and spore blossoms, ran into a creeper hiding away from the rain, looted a bit more, and then finally found some cows. And on day 16, we started making our way back home, not without getting distracted and finding a new biome to take plants from, of course. Back home, we built a cow pen for our new friends and started replacing the mycelium with moss so we could give the sheep some grass without it getting overtaken by the mycelium again. We then had our first phantoms show up and took care of them before shearing our sheep and starting to convert all of the mycelium into moss. One of my goals for this 100 days is to convert the entire mycelium island into moss because it'll fit the cottagecore vibes much better, but this will require a ton of bone meal, so we'll see if I regret this. We then took a snooze to clear away the phantoms. On day 17, we cleared off our mossy ground, expanded our crop fields, bred up some of our animals, and started rolling our second librarian for Unbreaking 3, which took a while until we came across this trade. Oh my gosh, mending? I wanted Unbreaking 3. Oh, mending is tempting. But Unbreaking 3 will be more important right off the gate because if my tools break, I just don't want them to break as quick. Maybe we should have taken mending. I think I just made a mistake. Okay, if we see mending again, we'll take it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go for unbreaking 3. I probably should have just taken the mending because, I mean, if I just mend them up, I don't need unbreaking. Ooh, but then they don't break as quick because then I still have to stop really frequently to fix them up because they'll just start breaking. Maybe and sharpness. Oh, there's just so many good trades in so little time. Now, whether that was a mistake or not to bypass mending, we pressed on, hoping for that elusive Unbreaking 3 book, and we spent the entire day breaking this dude's lectern into the evening until we got another good enchant. Fortune 3, we're on the right track. Okay, oh, that's so good though, 29. I'm gonna skip it. I could be making all the wrong moves, but I really want Unbreaking. And the sun's coming up, sir. Please. The morning of day 18, we had given up on our librarian and leveled the mason to master for the quartz and looked through the chipped mod at the variants we could use to texture our mushroom stems with quartz. We first crafted the mason's workbench and looked through the variations and chose sanded quartz, eroded quartz, and cobbled quartz as our texture blocks. And after thinking about it, I realized the faster way to get the needed quartz is going into the one place a little mushroom shouldn't go, the Nether. I'm a little bit scared because if I look at my origin, I take twice the fire damage. So the Nether is literally like the absolute worst place for me to go. But what we do have on our side, we have a bunch of the Deceiver Hearts, which, if you remember, we get 12 extra hearts and a bunch of buffs. So if anything happens, at least we have these on our side. So I think I'm gonna bring these with us for sure. We traded with the mushroom traders for resources to help us get into the Nether. Now we can make some mushroom pants, which makes me feel a whole lot better. And what's kind of cool about these is instead of having a whole set of pants on these, we have just a little belt. So it's very minimal and I really like it, but we have full diamond leggings on, so we are much more protected. Next, we found a ruined portal, quickly looted it, and started gathering the obsidian we'd need to build our own portal. Me saying just a few days ago I didn't want to go into the Nether. And here I am, just ready to go into the Nether. All right, let's see where we end up in the Nether. Okay, we're in the Nether. Oh, there is a ghast. Immediately, we started building ourselves a little safety hole and grabbed any quartz that we saw along the way. As we went into day 19, we were trading with piglins, trying to get fire res so that we could be a little bit safer as we were traveling in the Nether. And after we got nothing good from the piglins, we shifted our focus back to collecting the quartz, and then we noticed a Nether fortress out of the corner of our eye. So we decided to check it out a bit closer, but not close enough that the blaze could make a toasted mushroom out of me. We then went back to mining more quartz, traded with some piglins, mined up some more quartz, traded with another piglin, and this time we did get a fire res potion from them, which made me feel a lot safer in the Nether. Well, a little safer. We mined up a little bit more quartz before we did head back to the overworld. We then crafted our quartz into quartz blocks and used our mason's workbench to change them into our mushroom stem blocks and started collecting the building resources into a chest. From there, we spent the rest of day 19 building a wool farm underground since I planned to use wool as a building block. It took a bit of time to get everything collected, and just as I was about to grab our sheep to test out the first module, I died to my updraft's fall damage. First death in the world was literally just to me doing something so silly. I had so many good levels and now they're not there. Oh, that is such a bummer, but you know, what do you do? But it's fine. At least I haven't died to anything like bad, right? It's all been just like me being me. That's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna take some of this glass and I'm not going to shift. See, if I hold down shift, I land. Oh my gosh, I almost did it again. I need to stop doing this. I almost did the exact same thing, trying to show you. I'm not showing you guys any more things like that. I refuse. I'm done with that. Day 19 through 22, we finished up the wool farm and had 6 wool modules by the end. We then had the idea that if we build an iron farm, we'd get iron, bone meal, and red dye from the farm, all which lets us dye our wool red for building and gives us bone meal for spreading moss around the island's surface. So we started breeding up the villagers and took a snooze to keep the phantoms away. Days 23 through 26 were spent continuing to breed the villagers till we got the 3 that we needed, digging out the space underground where we'd set up the farm, getting the beds and villagers in place. Then, since the last few days of re-rolling, this librarian was taking none of the jobs I wanted them to take, I decided to give him a job he didn't want to have so they could rethink their life decisions. We then went looking for a zombie in a nearby cave, but instead found a geode. So we collected up some calcite and amethyst instead. Then when we couldn't find a zombie, we thought we'd be clever and convert a drown into a zombie by leaving them out in the air inside a boat. However, that didn't work. So then I saw a random article online that said that you can dry them out in the Nether. Well, that didn't work either, and they just chased me around. So I went out searching for an actual zombie. On our way, we ran across a man with a fork that I tried to steal from him, but he didn't want to give it up, so I decided to let him keep it. Yeah, that is definitely what happened. I wasn't close to dying at all. Eventually, we did find a zombie and named him Frankie, as I've done since my 119 Let's Play series, and as we rolled over into day 26, we added the lava to the farm and carpet to keep them spawning inside their chamber. We then put our calcite we mined up into the mason's table, converted some of those into some more decorative calcite, and we traded a bit more with our villagers, got a new bow that we combined to give us power 4, and we grabbed our building blocks and started working on the mushroom stem of our starter house. For the base of our mushroom house, I wanted to use a combination of quartz, textured calcite, and some mushroom blocks. But with the chipped mod making calcite into so many cool textures, you'll notice we stick to mostly using calcite as the main block palette, with the other blocks sprinkled in. Building more organic shapes is something I'm not inherently good at, so getting the shape of the base right from the beginning was important to have a strong foundation. Having our updraft ability also came in handy as we built up our mushroom base taller and taller. I also realized that the last time I lived on a mushroom island was my first ever Let's Play series in 117. It was cringe, like very cringe. But I am feeling a sense of nostalgia to be back building a mushroom house surrounded by some mushroom cows. We next traded for diamonds, crafted and placed an enchanting table so that we could start enchanting some of our tools to make the building process go a lot quicker. With so little levels, we just grabbed some basic enchants, did some trading for emeralds to get a few more levels for enchanting before we headed back to building. We built up our mushroom house from days 27 to days 29, making progress on the height for the mushroom stem. We then moved on to adding the roots of the mushroom to make the base of it even stronger and more planted in the ground. Alright, we've done some more shaping and I really like this. We've got some of the mushroom roots kind of coming down the side of the mountain where we're gonna have our path. And then I just added some roots and expanded it. I do need to fix this just flat wall here, but by just expanding some of these roots of our giant mushroom out, I really like this. I think it is beautiful, and we'll start grabbing some blocks to start mapping out where our red mushroom top is gonna go. So that is the next step. Also, we do have a new librarian, so maybe, we can get lucky and get some actual good enchants from this one. So I might just spend a little bit of time. Which one's Silk Touch? Okay, so we're gonna just move you, and we're gonna just see if we can get some rerolls for this guy that are actually decent. I'm hoping they'll give us something good. Okay, I got mending. I think I'm gonna take it because I'm gonna constantly be trading sticks with these guys, and I really feel like mending I can't get anywhere else. So I think we're gonna try for mending, and I put a bunch of books in here. Okay, lock in the mending. Whew, okay, we've got a mending boy. Thank you for actually giving me something decent, and it was cheaper than last time, I'm pretty sure. So I guess, because you gave me mending, I'll give you your friend back. You're welcome. Now, the other villager I think I want to aim for is the toolsmith. And we have this little baby here, but having some decent tools would be amazing. Like, if we can get some enchanted diamond, our little mushy tools, that would make everything I'm doing so much easier. Now, in the chipped mod, there's also the botanist table, which I want to get, and there's also the carpenter's workbench. Now, the carpenter's workbench is just some logs, we've got some planks, a wooden axe, crafting table, and iron. So that should be pretty simple to make, so let's get those supplies collected. So we've got some iron, we need to go get logs, so maybe we go do the tree part of that. All right, let's grab this tree here. There we go. Now we have all of the items we need for the carpenter's table. Now with the carpenter's table, you can take a normal spruce plank and you can get so many different variants. And I think what I want to use for our floors is this stacked spruce. It just kind of expands the plank boards a little bit, and I think it's beautiful. The other thing I want to do is I actually want to get a smithing table, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get a little villager that is going to trade us not only iron, but I want them to trade us tools. This villager doesn't have a job, and well, in the future, this one will also have a job. But for now, we've got things to do, so let's continue on with just building up our little house. The rest of day 30 we spent filling in the floors on the main level and the second level into day 31. We then started working on the red mushroom topper part of the build using the stripped cherry log, red mushroom blocks, and red wool from our wool farm. We then made a botanist workbench because I knew we could change how the mushroom blocks looked in it. We looked through our options and picked one to use in our build. We continued building through day 34 and into day 35, where we were adding some white spots to our mushroom roof and getting closer to having it all done and wrapped up. Things were going smoothly until I stepped back and looked at all of our progress, only to find that I had built the mushroom roof crooked compared to the mushroom stem. Like, just look at it next to the straight line. It's bad. So I did what any good Minecraft builder would do in this situation. Yeah, I just kind of rage quit and played Breath of the Wild to ignore my problems the rest of the night. But the next morning I was back in creative mode finding a style that I liked. I then hopped into our world and made sure that we got the roof measurements correctly centered this time to our build, and we were back on our roof tearing down all our last 5 days worth of roof work just to build it back up the right way this time. And the more I built, the happier I was with the shape that I had this time around. So even though it cost us a few extra days, it was well worth it. So from days 37 to 42, it was roof building time. And with the power of some editing magic, this room and our upstairs room will be magically transformed when I zoom back out. And just like that, we have an updated interior for our upstairs. Don't mind the fandoms outside, I haven't slept in a bit, but we have our little bed up here. We've got a little red lamp to go with our white bed, to go with the mushroom block interior, very overgrown. Of course, we have to have our spore blossom, but we've just got a little couch here. I've got a little desk so I can, do some writing. We've got some little flower boxes outside of all of our windows that I just added some different flowers into each of the boxes, just so it looks a little prettier. And then the downstairs has a little reading nook with some lavenders, one of those fire flowers from the Nether, and we've got a beautiful floor as our carpet. That just sounds so beautiful. We've got some chests over here for some storage, and these are all drawers that have so much storage for us as well. So they're basically kind of like barrels, but they kind of create some strong pillars and supports for the inside of the house. We've got our smelting area, our crafting benches here, and we've got all of our chipped modded workbenches here, and we've got some paintings, lanterns, flowers. We even added some of these little mushrooms around, and I think these are so cute. These ones are glowing, but these ones kind of are like bouncy, but obviously it's in the corner so you don't see it, but this is what we have, guys. And I think it is so pretty. But before we go and look at the exterior, I'm going to sleep. Alrighty, as the phantoms burn, we come outside, and this is what we have. I'm slowly moving all of the moss into... do you mind? I'm trying to give a tour. I always forget how loud phantoms can get. It is insane. And then I've started adding some of the moss just to give you an idea of what it's going to look like once all of this mycelium becomes moss. But we've just got lots of little glowing mushrooms, some custom ones, some generic Minecraft ones, but it's just so decorated all the way around. And we're adding spore blossoms to the outside. We're slowly adding more of these little crimson vines as well. And I really think it is so cute so far. Now we are on day 43 and all I've done is complete my starter house. So we need to get going on creating a path down here, making our little crop field look so much cuter, decorating all of the paths in between everything. I want to also work on getting our little pond all set up. So we're going to work on first getting a path all the way down so we have an easier way to get from our villager area, crop fields, up to our house to sleep. And then we're going to start working on our little pond and making that look cute. All right, and I think our pond is looking so good, so cute. It's got seagrass and kelp kind of in the mix of it all to just make it look a little prettier. And we added some of our little mushroom blocks with end rods to kind of just create some lighting and decoration around it. The next thing we're going to work on is getting our little fountain, our little waterfall all set up. So we need to grab some campfires from our house in storage, and then we are actually going to go on a project in the Nether because I've decided I need a lot of bone blocks and the chances of me finding a skeleton spawner are slim and I don't want to spend the time looking in caves. So we're going to go up to the Nether roof kind of as an area and then just tunnel through the Nether until we find a soul sand valley. But we're gonna do cozy things first. First, we have to clear away our spruce planks that kind of gave us an idea of where we would place this. Then if I just start to let this flow out, we just gotta kind of decide where it's going to go. If I push this down and this down, maybe it goes down like so. Now, if I just start adding in some campfires, do we get the smoke? Okay, we do. It's just way up there. So I want to make the smoke come down more so right here. So let's try this. And then we'll just try some rooted dirt and see if that still works. It looks like it does. Okay, perfect. Let's just repeat this. Okay, never mind. We take a snooze and then we repeat that. I did add another thing. I added some of these little ladders because it kind of creates a lattice look to the house. So we've got that going for us. But with that thunderstorm done, we are officially on day 48. And slowly but surely, this place is coming together. We're getting our crop fields set up more so. I want to get a bunch of leaves and fences to kind of create more of a pretty design around it. But we're kind of getting this area transformed, and I think it's coming along really nicely. I love how our house is looking. I think it's so cozy. And now we can actually go finish what we started with our little waterfall here. All right, and we've got our little waterfall kind of set up, and I think it looks good for now. I think once this area actually gets completely transformed into moss, it'll look a lot better, and then we can kind of make this hillside look a little better too. Now what I'm gonna do is kind of just start putting away all of our other resource blocks because we're gonna go adventuring, and then we're gonna go into the Nether because I'm looking for a soul sand valley. To make things easier in the game, I have added a nature's compass, which with just some logs, some saplings, and a compass, we can craft a nature's compass, which will allow us to just type in any biome that we're looking for, and the nature's compass will lead us there. And we only needed 4, so this should be good. And it looks like I do have redstone. Look at that. So we can make our compass. If I just break into this, we need some iron, so we'll grab iron, we'll craft a compass, and there we go, the nature's compass. And if I just click, there's so many different biomes that we can look for, but if I type in the one that I'm looking for, I think I can just start the search. And it says it's not found because we're in the overworld. So we gotta get all ready to go into the Nether, and then we should be good to go. We've got our thorns boots. I say we grab a little bit of gold. We also should have our fire res potion, so we'll keep that on our hotbar. And we should have our power for mushy bow. And I think we should be good to go. I'm always a little bit nervous going in here, but you know, we're getting used to it. We're fine. We'll be fine. On day 48, we tunneled up towards the Nether roof in order to be able to safely make our way over to the soul sand valley that we were headed towards. Along the way, we picked up any quartz we ran into for XP and for building, and almost fell right down through our tunnel. This is why we don't stand on the blocks we want to mine. We then covered up the hole, continued collecting XP from quartz until we ran into lava. The lava isn't getting this mushroom girly today. As we continued, we had to bridge over certain sections, and we're still tunneling into day 49 until we finally broke through the netherrack and saw the soul sand valley in the distance, which was next to a nether fortress, so we took note of that. Okay, we've got the float. Okay, here we go. We're floating. I'm so glad that we have this. We then spent time collecting up bone blocks, seeing new modded biomes in the distance, of course dealing with some skeletons, and continuing to grab any bone blocks we saw along the way. Also, Soul Sand Valley fortresses look so ominous and cool, but that's not for this trip. We then launched ourselves on top of the Soul Sand shelf and took on a few skeletons guarding some of the bone blocks we were after. We made our way into this pink amethyst looking biome, which was called a crystalline chasm. We mined up some of the blocks and crystal buds to take with us and fought off another skeleton guarding the bone blocks, and then encountered the ghast that would, well, I'll let you watch this unfold. Yep, We went from 1.5 hearts from the gas to incinerated because I take twice the fire damage as a mushroom. The annoying thing is that the gas didn't technically kill me. I just walked straight into this soul sand fire right here, and I realized I never grabbed my Deceiver's hearts that give me 12 hearts and buffs. Mistakes were certainly made on day 49. No! I burned. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay. Alright, here we are. That's a fun way to spend your day. So we worked on getting geared up enough to go retrieve our items when I noticed we also lost our backpack when we died, so the goodies in the bag I wouldn't have access to on this trek. We traded to get emeralds so we could get arrows from our Fletcher, just to learn that they never had that trade and our second Fletcher had vanished completely. We then grabbed the arrows from the mushroom outpost dispensers instead. I did forget to bring my Deceiver's hearts last time, so we're gonna bring those, and we're gonna bring all of our little bomb arrows, and until we get our normal one, we are just an iron little mushroom going back out into the world. On day 50, we were back in the place where we died, and the gas that had killed us was floating there like they were waiting for us to return. We did a better job of dodging their shots and getting closer to make sure that we landed some hits until we finally got them. We ran over to collect our items, but noticed the fire had burned up some of it, so we frantically filtered through our inventory to pick up what we could. Then we noticed our backpack was one of the items lost to the flames. Well guys, I think my backpack got blown up, which did have some goodies in it. So that is quite the bummer, but we still have all of our bone blocks, so I guess that is a good thing. It is just such a bummer that I ended up losing my backpack. Oh, I'm so sad about that. I had so many goodies in it. I can't even remember what I had in it, so let's just take a moment. I will pause on my screen, and we will look at what we have lost, and we're going to just keep on keeping on. I do want more bone blocks, so we shall continue. I am very glad that I brought the Deceiver's hearts. I should have just used one of those before I died. I could have saved my backpack had I thought of bringing the Deceiver's hearts. But you know, sometimes you just forget things, and you know, that's okay. We got our armor back, so that's good. I'm just so sad about our backpack. That thing was so handy. It was so big. Now I have to, like, you know, actually go make one. I think it's pretty rare to find them. I'm like so on edge. Oh my goodness. I do not like these ghasts in the sky. Not a fan at all. All right, we've got almost 2 stacks. I say we call it. We're done here. Let's go home. Oh wait, hey, there's bones here. My cue to leave. Oh my goodness gracious. My cue to leave. Yep, it's fine. We've got our stacks. We've got our Deceiver hearts. We're fine. Everything's fine. And from that point on, everything was fine. We safely made our way back through the tunnel we made until we made it back to our portal and we're safely back in the overworld. I still can't believe I died in the Nether and I forgot my Deceiver's hearts, because if I would have had that, I would have been alive and I would still have my backpack. You live and you learn. And now we do something much cozier, which is bone mealing everything, and I want to start at the top over by my house. Another thing I would like to point out is we are officially on day 50. We are halfway through this adventure, and it has been a really good one. You'll have to let me know in the comments once we're done doing all of this bone mealing if losing my backpack to get all of this bone meal was worth it. Because I'm inclined to say I think it was worth it to make this whole place transformed into a mossy place. But let me know in the comments if you think it was worth it for us to go into the Nether and lose our backpack over getting bone blocks and bone meal. We bone mealed the ground into days 51 and continued into day 52. We then decided to make a quick bone meal farm to turn the seeds and bushes we were gathering into more bone meal to continue mossifying the ground. As we went into day 53, we continued replacing the mycelium with our cozy moss blocks, and I was getting really excited to see the final result, since I knew that once the bone mealing was done, this place would really start looking like a proper cottagecore mushroom island. All right, we have been mossifying this place, and I think it is looking so much cozier. This is what we have so far on the progress. We have almost the entire island covered in moss, and I think it is so beautiful. The next thing we're going to be doing is just taking water buckets and going around the area and literally just kind of splashing down some water to get rid of all these extra grass bits, all of these bushes, just so that we have some more clean space for building, and it ensures that if we missed any mycelium spots, we can replace them. So we're just gonna go around, drop water buckets down for a while, and clean this whole place up until we finally have a completely clean, smooth surface to build on. And so we took our water bucket all around the island, splashing away the grasses and the azalea bushes, which while we were clearing the ground off, also made for a good source of bone meal when we added it into our little bone meal farm as we went. We also added back our torches after they had gotten washed away, got freaked out by a thunderstorm, then woke up the next morning to continue clearing the island into day 56. We started using the bone meal that our little bone meal farm had generated to continue mossifying the island as we went. Having to clear the land and using the bone meal from the plants worked really well to help us towards our goal of transforming the entire island into moss while also clearing off the grasses and azalea bushes. As we went into day 57, we finished the last bits of clearing away the plants and mossifying the ground before we called it good after 3 days of clearing everything away. Now, the next thing that I want to do is actually go back over where our little wheat field is, and even though we have these cozy, cute little mushroom lanterns, I do want to add some fences, and I want to, put a end rod back here, but I want to add some fences, some leaves, make this look a little bit more decorative, maybe even make a little entrance to the beginning of this path here that walks through our crop fields. I think that would be nice as well. But let's grab some supplies and kind of start making this look a little bit better, more decorated, and more completed. Now for this build, we're going to need some spruce. I'm going to use some of the trapdoors, some of the spruce stairs. We're going to use some spruce fences, and we already have some planks, so we'll grab some of these, and we'll grab spruce signs. And I want to grab an azalea or two and some of this bone meal that I have, because we're going to bone meal this up because I want to use azalea leaves as some of the more decorative leaves around the area, so we'll make some shears. We'll bone meal up our azalea tree, and then we will just start shearing all the leaves off these beautiful trees. All right, now for our little entrance into our crop field, we are going to first start by having a 3-block gap in between. So then we're going to have a fence post here, and we're going to have 3 of them like so. We'll move over our little mushroom so that I can have some more space, and we'll put 3 right over here. And then we're actually going to be putting trap doors on the inside of here, like so. There we go, and trapdoors right here. Next, we place a stair on the inside like so, and we place another fence post and another stair, and then we place a trapdoor. Next, we put a little fence on top. We've got a slab, and we just kind of walk them down on the side like that, and we repeat it on the other side. Next, we add some little chains. We add a little leaf here, a chain on the other side with a little leaf. And then we can kind of put these signs all the way around, kind of like it's a hanging basket. There won't be one on the inside just because of the position of the fences, but I do think it looks really cute. And then on the bottom, we're going to put a trapdoor just so it kind of looks like the hanging basket has something under it, which means we are going to move our little friend right here, a little mushy, just a little bit forward so I have space here. And I think that looks really nice. All right, next we're gonna grab some fences so that we can kind of box in our little crop fields. So let's go grab some building blocks for that. We just gotta chop down some of these spruce trees to make space for some of our dark oak. Oh, hi you. How's it going? See ya. Now I'm deciding that I want to add some greenery into this because I think it'll just add a little bit. So even though we do have some potted little plants here, just adding a little bit of greenery, I think around this whole exterior of this entrance, I think is going to add a whole lot. So that's kind of what I'm doing, and we're gonna do it on both sides. Just a little bit of variation, making it look all cute, all overgrown, and I think it'll just really make this look way better. And our oak tree finally grew, so we can chop this down, collect up all the wood. We'll collect a bunch of dark oak fences, and then we're just gonna start placing them around here to kind of box in our area. And I think once we're all done, it's gonna look really nice just to have this place all sorted, and put some of these logs scattered in just for some different details along the way here. Side note, I just found out a very random thing. If I'm just looking in first person view, I have 5 hearts. Yet if I go into free cam, it gives me back all of my hearts. So if anyone's ever confused why randomly I'll have all of the hearts, it's just because it's a weird free cam thing. I didn't think that would be like a factor, but I guess it is, which I'm not exactly sure if I can do anything about that, but you know, it kind of is what it is. But we're just gonna go through and start adding in some foliage around this exterior, and I'm gonna save these spots right here on tops our logs to add some lanterns just for some additional lighting around our space. Now I really like this little path entrance, and I think I want to have one right here on this side as well, just so that we can fully walk through and have a little gateway on either side. So we're gonna go collect the resources to go make that. So once we had our supplies, we got to work adding in our gateway on the other side and adding in some leaves as foliage, doing some laps around the iron golem to dodge the phantoms, and taking a snooze to get rid of the rest of them. Day 59, we spent doing some more decorations around the gateway and crop fields for the remainder of the day. Alright, and I think our crop fields are looking so much better with all of the leaves, the little gateways, all of the dark oak, and the lanterns. I think this is just so cozy and so cute. Now, the next thing that I want to do is something over by our pond. Now, I know as we were kind of just using the water buckets, it kind of just removed a lot of the life and the flowers to this area, and it looks like we have a little sheepy friend stuck up there. But I also think I want to have this spot right here be a cozy little white and red picnic blanket, so that we can kind of sit here by our pond and just enjoy the scenery while we have a little snack on our picnic blanket. So we're going to stop by our wool farm and grab some different wool variants to make some carpets. And I just noticed that some of these have gotten overtaken by mycelium, so yeah, we need to fix this, because if you notice, I have dirt. A little bit of white wool, but mostly dirt in here, so I have to fix this issue. Look at that, that's not what we want. But let's grab some of this white wool really quickly. And I think this is everything that we will need. So let's just, oh, our little friend was able to go down the waterfall, lovely. So we'll do every other like so, and then like this, and then 3, 4, and 5 like so. And we'll just kind of make like a little checkered pattern out of all of this. And then this will also give me a little bit more moss to spread around as well. And then we're going to add some of the little carpets on top, just so that it just makes a little bit more texture, a little bit more of a 3D picnic blanket type of an effect. And I think I might even go and grab some of our little mushroom toppers because this would be so cute on the picnic blanket. And we'll just add a few of these around just to make it all cute like so. We'll do the same thing with our white, adding a few of these around scattered. I really like how that looks so far. We'll add our pressure plates as though they are little plates for things, which I think is so cute. We've got a little cup over here. We'll add the sea pickles to be some cups. Let's put them on this outer edge here, just like that, some little cups. And then we'll put the other one right here. And I do think it would be fun to have some flowers. Like we have a flower bouquet, just collection, while we also are having our picnic, just some flowers for the effect. And I do have these lily pads. I don't have a lot of them, but we will incorporate them. I also found these clovers that I think would just be so cute to add around the picnic blanket, just to like add some fun picnic vibes, like we're in a clover field. We'll add some ferns as well. I think that also adds some fun texture. And I want to add these shrumps. It's such a funny word to me, and it's literally just like a pile of dirt, but it looks like a really wide and like stout little dark oak tree, but I think it's kind of cute. It's kind of just random, but I do think it's fun. And then let's just add some of these taller plants back in since they kind of got taken out. Our sheepy friend is taking a little dip, and we've got a cute little picnic blanket as well. I love it. Now, another thing that I would like to make is over by our pond. We're kind of just concluding the decorations of our pond area. But what I want to do is add kind of like a little tree, a little custom tree that's also a swing. Now, as far as where I want this little bench to go, I feel like if it was like right here, so I do need to move this, but if we had the bench be like right here, this is kind of the perfect angle to just be able to sit and look at our pond. So I think we're gonna build it here. All right, and here is the tree that we have, and I think it is so cute. It's just the cutest little bench added into a tree, and the last thing I wanted to do was just add some little lanterns to this, so we'll add one right there. And then I thought that maybe having one kind of on the tree could be cute. Do a little hanging one like so, and I do think that it'll look nice. One moment. All right, we've got our tree fixed up again. I need to be very careful of that, but we've got our little tree. I think it looks super cute. I'm very happy with this. Now, the thing that I also want to try, if this is gonna work, is if we just do a little shift and we kind of make this into like a little bench. So on the sides here, we can kind of like create a back to this. So if I go like so, and then it flips up, perfect. So is it gonna do the same thing? Okay, no. So we have to be a little bit careful here. I don't want this to get broken. But if we just go like so, we can create the back of our little bench here. Now this is, I probably shouldn't have used wood, so let's see how this goes. Okay, didn't break my bench, yay. But look at that, it's just got a little backrest so that we can kind of just like come up here. And look at that, there I am sitting on it. I love this so much. Now the other thing I think would be a nice little touch is if we kind of hide some of our glow berries around here. I think this would look really cute. Let's do our little air puff. There we go, perfect. That actually works so well. But if we just add some glow berries to these, I think it'll just add so much once they actually start glowing, and it'll just make this area so much more cozy. Next, we continued with the cozy decorating, but grabbed some resources to make some little rock piles and pebbles to sprinkle around our pond. I've never really used buttons or pressure plates for stones before, but I had seen BOO use it on a Hermitcraft episode, and I think I'm a big fan of it. We added some more rock piles and lanterns, and then slept away another thunderstorm, leading us into day 62. We finished up the last few rock piles, added our pebbles and pressure plates, and tried to help our sheep friend out of the water so they could dry out their wool. We added a few more rock piles before our sheep was already back in the water once again, so we decided they can just stay there and do whatever they want. We then added in some grass around our picnic blanket and pond for some additional texture. Alright, and here's our pond. We've got the little bench, we've got the picnic blanket looking so beautiful over there. We've got our little piles of rocks all the way around here. I even added some lanterns on top, some of them, but we've got a little rock pile there, 1 and 2 over here as well, and I think that just adds a lot. If I just zoom out, I think this area is looking so good so far, and I love it. I especially love our little picnic blanket. It's probably my favorite thing by our pond here. Now, I want to make a little wheelbarrow, and I think this is gonna look so cute. So all we need is a fence gate. So let's get a fence gate made right here. And I want to make some more hay bales so that we can use those to kind of decorate around the space. But I'm going to move all of our messy cobble out of the way. But I just thought that some hay bales around here would also just add some character to the area and kind of just, you know, it fits the crop field vibes for sure. Now for our little wheelbarrow, I think I just want to have it be pretty basic, and I have to remember how to make this work. There we go, just like that. There we go. Just a wee little wheelbarrow ready to just kind of fill everything up in here. And I think this is cute. I really like it. So we've got our hay bales, but we are going to just kind of go through and collect up a bunch of our wheat so that we can make some more hay bales and add them to our area. And harvesting all of this will also give me tons of seeds that I can then use for bone meal, since I feel like the one resource I'm constantly running out of in this 100 days is surprisingly bone meal. But I mean, if you think about it, I did convert our entire mycelium island for the most part into moss, and I'm using it for crops and to grow different things and different trees and just all the things. So it does check out. And just adding some hay bales into the field makes it look so good and just really adds to the vibe of this being our crop field. And our little wheelbarrow is just so cute. I love it so much. I think I'm gonna add one onto the other side as well. Grab another fence gate, make another composter, and then I think we can just take the slabs like so. Let's place our composter down. Let's have it face this way, so we'll have the little handles be over there, and then we'll just have the grindstone face that direction. This looks so good with our little hay bales and everything. Just look at this field, it's looking so good. I would say we can call this completed. I'm really happy with how this looks. It's so cozy and cute. And to continue on the lines of cozy and cute, we next decided to add a fishing dock to our pond so that we could do some cozy fishing while we enjoyed our life on our little mushy island. We used spruce slabs and spruce trapdoors for the dock itself, and used some stripped spruce logs as the supports going into the water. We then used some barrels and fences to create some lampposts on the ends of the docks, with the barrels being storage for whatever goodies we fish up. And with a few tweaks to the size of the docks, we finally had our shape right. And there's our dock next to our little chair with our picnic blanket in the background. I really like that. I think that was a good addition. Now, the next thing I want to do is we do have our little paths that do have some of these mini mushrooms with the end rods and the one mushroom block. Now I want to make some larger ones that are still not as big as my house by any means, but I want to add some mushrooms around the area that are kind of just like decorative mushrooms to kind of just make it feel like this place is growing mushrooms all over in all sorts of color variants. So the next thing I want to do is find our little mushroom traders, and we're gonna trade to try to get a bunch of their small little flowers that they sell. I think that will be really helpful in getting us a bunch of the dyes that we want. All right, we've got one in here. Can you give me a bunch of flowers? Ooh, I'll always take diamonds. I mean, you know me. I'm just gonna put all these things in here for now because we do have quite a bit of flowers coming in from our friend here. They did give me 4 diamonds. So I want to go make some mushroom shoes really quick. How'd you get out? You good? It's nighttime. You need to be sweeping. Can you go snooze? Go to sleep. Yep, there you go. Yep, go to bed. There you go. Goodness gracious, I don't know how these villagers get out. I don't know how my other one got out, but we're not going to think about it. We're gonna make some little mushroom booties. Yay, and look at this. Alrighty, we officially have full mushroom armor. We've got the mushroom boots, the mushroom leggings, the mushroom chest plate, and our little mushroom cap. And I feel so much better having some little mushroom booties. I think they're so cute. But it is on day 63 that we finally crafted all of the mushroom armor, and this just feels so good to have all of these finally. So I'm feeling good about that. We next went back to trading for flower dyes and crafted up a barrel to put all of our newly crafted dyes into. We then started collecting some orange wool to build with, finding a different mushroom trader to give us more flowers, who, after we spammed tradable mushrooms with them, we walked away with 13 more diamonds. So this mushy girl wasn't complaining. And in today's 64, we were trading with our villagers, trying to get levels so that we would be able to level up our armor by getting some enchants on them finally. We next went to collect a bunch of sand and gravel so that we would be able to make a bunch of orange concrete powder and make some orange concrete from that. We then looked through our chests to find all of our white building blocks so we could build our mushroom stems up, and then we got some quartz stairs and slabs cut and we were ready to build. So let's just start adding a little mushroom friend right inside this little side here. For our mushroom stems, we're using a mixture of textured calcite, regular calcite, diorite, and quartz, and we're building our orange mushroom topper out 2 blocks using orange concrete, orange wool, orange concrete powder, and pumpkins. We then built up 4 blocks tall, filling in the sides with all of our textured blocks, and then we built out a second smaller mushroom off of the same stem. I then replaced a few of the blocks with some of the shroom lights to add some glow to our mushrooms, and I was really proud of the final result. We added a few smaller orange mushrooms around the base of our bigger mushroom before we moved on to making another orange mushroom over by our tree farming area. We used the same block variation for the stem and for the mushroom topper, and as it turned over into day 65, we took a step back to admire our progress before we added a few blocks to the sides, some small orange mushrooms around it, the shroom lights, and called it complete. I do have to admit that these little orange mushrooms look so good, and I'm really happy that they're in our area now, but I want to continue adding a few more in different colors. So I think what we're gonna do is we're going to check out which colors we have the most of. So let's use some yellow and start working on getting some yellow concrete. We've got some wool here. We'll just grab some extra of that. We've got some clay that we can actually smelt up into some terracotta and dye the terracotta to be yellow. We'll dye some of the yellow so that we can get that going. And then let's go collect some more sand and gravel to make a bunch of the concrete. And then we can put this next to our block palette to show you kind of what the rest of the colors are gonna look like. So this will be our yellow mushroom topper, and I think it's gonna look so cute. So let's just start working on making this, maybe once we sleep and get rid of these phantoms. And we get to figure out where we should put our little yellow mushrooms, and I think maybe we do something over here. I think let's add one coming out of this little spot right in here. I think that would look really good. And then I think the other one we will place right over here. So since we know exactly where we're going to be building, let's get started. All right, our little yellow mushrooms are now set up on this little mound over here, and we do need to get more of our yellow dye, so we're gonna grab more of our brown mushrooms and trade with our little friends all over again. As we traded with our mushroom trader, we got flowers, diamonds, slime, and so many more goodies that our inventory was overflowing. But we mostly ignored the other resources because the diamonds and yellow dye was what we were after, since we can always come back for the other blocks. We ended the trading session with 13 new diamonds and the yellow dye that we needed to continue building up the other mushrooms into day 67, where we finished building the last 2 yellow mushrooms to finish out the day, leading us into day 68. Alright, now we have some orange mushrooms, we've got some yellow mushrooms. I want to next start with some pink ones, and I need to decide where these should go. Now, I do want to keep the colors pretty spread out. We do have most of the yellows around the pond here, so I think I want to scatter out the pink ones a little bit more. I was thinking maybe we replace this brown mushroom right here and put a pink one there. And then for a second location, I feel like it should be somewhere over here by the crop fields, so maybe we take care of this mycelium and put our pink mushroom over here too. So let's just start digging this up and out and replace it with some of our little mushroom blocks and get this thing built all the way up. When I was first building up these mushrooms, I wasn't quite sure how I wanted them to look, but the more mushrooms I've added into the area, the more I felt like the mushroom shape I went with was the perfect one for the area. I added in some mushroom roots onto the first pink mushroom and then moved on to the next one where I wanted to try a different, more round shape to the mushroom top. And at first I struggled to get the shape right, but eventually we got it right and I was really happy with it. Nice! This place is really coming together the more we just add these little mushrooms into our area. It's just coming to life in the most cottagecore way possible, and I am a huge fan. Now we're almost to day 70, and we still have this mess over here, and this mess that is my enchanting setup and my wool farm. I want to transform our little enchanting setup, but I'm going to be taking some inspiration from a build that I made in my 119 series where I converted the entire stronghold room into a tree stump, and it turned out so cozy. So we're gonna take inspiration from our room here and transport this into this little mushy island and build it up here. Now we're going to be using a ton of dark oak wood because I want to transform this into a dark oak tree stump. Now we already have a little bit of an outline of where we wanted to place a build, but I want to center this more so around our little wool farm here. So if I just take some of our dark oak and change these into planks really quickly, and we walk our little mushroom self all the way up to our house, we can actually make some custom trapdoors. And there was this one that I really liked the look of because it kind of looks like the rings on the tree log, and I thought that this would be a really good trapdoor to cover over our little wool farm. So what I'm gonna do is just start kind of outlining this shape with dark oak and removing all of these spruce planks because we're going to center this. So let's just start placing some blocks, shall we? Alright, and now we can center our bookshelves and our enchanting table all around here now that we've got this officially set up. So we have all of our bookshelves coming around here. And if I just take this tool, we are at level 30, so I know that this is set to go. Now, we are just going to work on building all of this up. We're gonna make this kind of like a little wonky, a little crooked, so at a certain point, we're gonna kind of like bring in some of the blocks so that it won't just be a perfectly circular tree the entire time. We'll kind of bring them in one by one until we have a really good shape. So let's build our little cozy tree stump up. On the evening of day 69, we started placing the dark oak logs to start fleshing out the base shape of our tree stump before we started adding in some of the tree roots to the sides and building it up a bit taller. As we went into day 70, we transitioned into the decorating phase, adding a spore blossom, glowberries, lots of different colored mushrooms around. Then we added some more tree roots, finishing the height of the build, and we added some clovers to the ground with a few more mushrooms. We then dyed some pots different colors to add some cute flower pots around in the build. Next, we added some moss carpets and leaves into day 71, where we then added some ferns and flowers to finish off the detailing of our enchanted tree stump. We then focused on some terraforming and making the path leading up to our enchanted tree stump, clearing the dirt and replacing it with moss and adding in some spruce slabs to create some stairs to get around much easier. We used our carpenter's workbench to change a barrel into a reinforced dark oak crate to match our area to use as our lapis storage. We then added in some lanterns and fences around the tree stump to finish off the decor. And just like that, we have an enchanting room in a tree stump, and I think this fits our vibe so well. Now, if I give you a little tour, we've got some tree roots sticking out from this side. We also have a tree root sticking out right here, and one in the back on this side, and a little guy over here. We've decorated it with lots of mushrooms, some potted plants. We also have a mod that lets us dye the pots, which is also very fun. But we've just got lanterns, clovers, mushrooms, potted plants, flowers all the way around. And I love this so much. We've got our little trapdoor to get us to our wool farm, and we've got a beautiful, cozy, enchanting room tree stump on the inside. But this is definitely one of my favorite little enchanting rooms that I've made, and if I zoom out, it is making our area look so good and just adding more of those beautiful cottagecore vibes. And now it's time to just pick up all of our building supplies and move them over to our main chests. We next worked on fixing up our wool farm and replacing the mycelium with grass so our sheepies could keep eating their grass and growing out their wool. As we went into day 72, we were finishing the fixes so we could move on to the next project. Now the next thing that I want to do is work on getting some of our cows and sheep bred up here, and then I want to go on an adventure. And for this adventure, we need to grab our nature compass again because we are looking for a very specific biome, and I misplaced, ironically, my compass, which is kind of concerning. Hello? And I'm pretty sure I lost my nature's compass in the Nether when it got burned by the soul sand, because as far as I'm aware, we don't have it. Okay, I guess we've got to make a new one then, which is a-okay. We'll just grab more redstone, quickly mine that up, make ourselves a compass, grab ourselves some saplings and some logs, and there we go. All right, we've got our nature's compass. Now the biome that I'm looking for is the Mystic Grove. So let's click on this, search for it, and see where we end up. Okay, our compass is telling us to go up and around kind of this direction. So we will go off this direction on a new adventure. First, we're gonna drop off some of these items back in our chests. Make sure we have some food on us. Also, make sure we have a bed for the road. We're also gonna make ourselves a boat to go, and we should be good. As we watched our mushroom island disappear into the fog, we saw a ruined nether portal and quickly mined up some obsidian so we could make some more capture cells to bring some mobs back. As we boated to the shore, we saw a skeleton and decided it was better to sleep through the night to avoid the mobs, bringing us into day 73. The morning of day 73, we explored a new biome and collected up some sea oats, which I had no clue what this was, but I was in gremlin hoarding mode, so I just took it with me. We then chopped down a purple tree to collect up the wood and saplings. We then killed some cows, which, doesn't it sound like the cows were saying no right before I killed them there? Yeah, I can't unhear it either. So we picked some wild lavenders to drown our sorrows and help us relax a bit before we were back in our boat and on our way to the Mystic Grove. As we traveled, we finally started seeing one render into view, and I was so excited to finally have reached our destination to see what new things we could find. We found a new wood type, which we thought would look great for some mushrooms, and then we picked some new flowers to bring home as well, right before finding the white sand we had traveled all this way for. Okay, here's the sand that I was talking about, guys. So this is a white sand, which it will give us a really cool sandstone. So I want to make a lot of my mushroom blocks out of this white sandstone, and we can make walls, which will be really nice for making some of our mushroom blocks for our stems. So we're just going to collect up a bunch of this and hopefully fill our inventory with it. And as we ran through the woods, we stumbled upon a cave and noticed some blue mushrooms, so of course we investigated and discovered even bigger blue mushrooms, so of course we grabbed some of the small blue mushrooms and went to go collect up some of the larger ones. All of a sudden, we heard a strange noise and realized there was a cave creeper coming to say hi, but it wasn't the kind of hi we wanted, so we had to take them out. We then went back to collecting up all the blue mushroom blocks, found some blue moss that we collected as well, and some weird glowing strings that turned out to be glowworm silk. Then we found some mud, so we hoarded those resources too. As we made our way out of the cave, we stumbled upon some blue hydrangea flowers that we decided to pick for the road. We then saw the cutest little fox family vibing in the rain and finally came into a clearing that had a ton of the white sand for us to collect. But before more mobs started to spawn, we decided to take a snooze, which led us into day 74, where we admired the morning views, found a ruined nether portal, and grabbed a snack. As it started to get darker out, we realized all we needed to make a new backpack was 4 pieces of string, and if we stayed up through the night, we could go spider hunting for a brand new backpack. So once it got dark, we started taking out the other mobs and collecting string until we heard a noise we recognized. Excuse me? Wait, I want to keep you. How do I keep you? Oh my goodness, that's a zombie baby villager. What on earth? You're a zombie baby villager riding a chicken? That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'm actually like freaking out right now. What? That is so cool. Okay. Sort through, quickly make a crafting table, and then we're gonna make a little boat really quickly to trap our friends. Look at you! Can I bring you home? Oh my goodness, you're literally the coolest thing in the world. What the heck? Can you please get in the boat? Hi, little guy! Hello! We then made a capture cell, but accidentally captured the wrong mob and played a quick game of tag. Oh no, wait, child, no! This is not what I had in mind, kiddo! We then ran around the tree to get the zombie villager into the boat, collected our last bits of string, and made our backpack finally. Oh, this feels good. We've got a backpack. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I'm literally so happy. We finally have a backpack again. I can hit B and it brings us to our backpack. Oh, this feels so good. We then made a reusable capture cell, cleared out some of the mobs, and grabbed our little baby villager to bring home to our base. We are going to make our way back home, but first we're going to stop and pick up the remaining bits of white sand to fill our inventory. And when I say fill our inventory, I mean full to the brim, no extra room for hoarding resources on the way back kind of hoarding. Alright, we are going to get out of here before those pillagers come looking for me, so we're just gonna head back towards home. We have a ton of this white sand in our inventory. I also grabbed some of these sprouts, which are very cute little plants. We got some more clovers, we have some clay to make terracotta, we've got more of this magic log and a bunch of the saplings, and of course the glow shroom blocks, and our inventory is also chocked full of the white sand in our backpack. So now we are just going to head back home, so I just want to make sure I get my cords right. Anything else we want to grab while we're here? Wait. Hello? We then found the baby zombie villager that we had heard, but the poor thing was on fire, so we waited to see if they'd survive so we could take them home too. New mission, we take the baby back with us. Hi, buddy. Can I bring you home? We then collected up some iron to make the iron bars needed for the second capture cell. Hi, buddy. Would you like a new home? Let me just bring you back home. Okay, look at this. We have 2 baby zombie villagers. I don't even know how this happened, but you know, I'll take it. I also will take some of this glow lichen. Then we were off traveling back home again, following our cords to get us closer to home, but with all the mobs starting to spawn at night, we decided to stop by the mushroom outpost that we had seen and have a sleepover. On day 77, we woke up and checked the chests around to grab some iron and bread. Then, of course, we grabbed more of the end rods off the outposts for decorations before we moved on. I will take some additional arrows though, because I am low. And while we're here, we'll just, check to see what's upstairs here. Extra iron never hurt anybody. I'll always be a fan of the extra iron and extra bread. After grabbing some additional iron and bread, we were traveling once again back towards home by boat. I'm already getting distracted. I saw bees. I do not have bees on my island yet, and I would love to take some of you home. If you want to go to your beehive so I can take you, that would be great. A bee dance and some waiting later, we finally had 2 bees inside the hive, so we grabbed the hive and we were back on the road. Or should I say river. Until we saw another bee dancing away, and we were able to get 3 bees inside the hive this time for the advancement. Then we came across what we thought was wheat, but it turned out to be a flower, so we stopped to grab a ton of those before we were back in our boat, trying our best not to keep getting distracted. We boated into the night of day 77 and admired the beautiful stars we were getting from the complementary shaders until we finally had our mushroom island coming into view. Once back home, we temporarily put our zombie villagers into a chest since we didn't think we had everything necessary to cure them, so we made that be a future red project. We then placed our beehives around the crop fields so they could help pollinate the fields, and we decided it was time to start getting some different dyed wool colors, so we began changing the wool on our sheep. As we were back looking through our chests, I did notice that we had blaze powder, fermented spider's eye, nether wart, and a brewing stand, which meant we could in fact cure our baby villagers, so that became our next task. And to keep them from accidentally burning in the sun, we're gonna bring them inside our house here. So let's see how this works. If I put a boat here, and then I set you free. Oh my gosh, look at your little outfit! You're so cute as a baby mushroom zombie! Oh my word! I'm obsessed with you! You're so cute! Alright, enough. Okay, I need to calm down. Calm down, Red. Alright, now our other one, let's put here. Yeah, look at you. Oh my gosh, look at, they have no hat and this one has a hat. All right, so we put in our blaze powder. We need to grab the bottles, but we've got our nether wart so we can make the awkward potion. We can make glass bottles. Grab ourselves some fresh water. And I realized the fermented spider eye goes at the top, and then we should put the bottles in, and this should give us our awkward potion. And I do have a bunch of gold, and I should have some apples, so we can make that as well, and some gunpowder. Check on our weakness potion, and add gunpowder to make it a splash potion. And for now, let's just drop off the rest of our potion ingredients in here for now. And our splash potions are all done. We'll give them their own chest, but let's get these guys all weaknessed. Get them all weakified. And now we wait for our little dudes to do the shaky shakes, and we'll have some villagers again. For now though, we're gonna go back down into our wool farm to finish getting all of our sheep dyed to our different color wools that we'll continue using for the rest of our building and decorating. As we were dyeing our sheep different colors, we got the zombie doctor advancement, which meant that one of our villagers had cured, so we went to go check on them, and not long after, the second one also cured. We changed out our doors so the villagers couldn't escape, and then we set them free from the boats to roam around our mushroom house for a bit. Now, since we are back from our adventure to the Mystic Grove, I am kind of in a fixer-upper mode, doing some little tweaks around the area. We've got those 2 baby villagers cured. We've got our wool farm now producing multiple colors of wool, and the last thing I want to do is figure out how to fix the iron farm. I literally think the only issue is that it needs to be a little bit further up so that they aren't able to spawn anywhere on this surface. They're required and forced to just kind of spawn below in their little spot. I know that our iron farm is working pretty good. We are getting iron producing, but I would like to see if we can make it more efficient by kind of fixing the spawn rates up here. I also know that the villagers are probably making these guys because I stay up late at night and then we have the phantoms getting me. But in case that is not the issue, we are going to just try to bring this up a whole layer so that just in case we don't have the iron golems spawning at this level above us. And we can definitely take this down. We no longer need to showcase how I'm building my house because our house is made. So let's just clean this up too. and replace our flooring. All right, with us going into the next day, I want to start doing something with our villagers and the crop fields over here where we just added our little bee friends. I think it would be great if we had some farmers to take care of these crop fields, so we are going to be working on a house for some of our little farmer villagers. Now, of course, we do have to give some of them jobs, so they will become farmers, but I'm thinking as far as where we are going to set up and build the farmer's little house, I want it to go right on this hill here, and I want to have it connected in a way to our tree stump by having this kind of be like a fallen tree branch, kind of as though it fell over and then like bounced into place is kind of what I'm imagining, because frankly I didn't want to just put it right in our path here. So we're going to make a little tree branch right here. We're going to utilize the dark oak, and we're going to have the circle kind of be right here, and the side of it will run this way just so that it kind of matches the concept of it fell over this direction and is going to lay this way. And then we're going to hopefully set it up to where our little villagers will be able to pathfind to the composters we put in the fields, and also pathfind to the beds I'm going to place inside their little house. Let's first take away these blocks so we have some space to work with. Next, we're going to grab a bunch of our dark oak logs so that we can start building this up. We're also going to come down here and chop a bunch of these dark oak trees, but I think they all technically became one giant tree, so we will have to chop them down like you do in regular vanilla Minecraft, which honestly I'm okay with. There is something just so satisfying and relaxing about just chopping down some trees before you get to building something cozy. With our dark oak collected, we began using some dirt to create the shape and the size that our hollow tree branch would be, and with the size decided on, we started building out the full length of the branch until we had it complete and could move on to the more fun side of things, the decorating. Alright, here's what we have for our fallen tree branch that came from our tree stump, and I think this looks really good. Now let's just work on decorating this inside to make a cozy little home, so let's go grab some decorating supplies. All right, now what I'm thinking we do is we use some of these dark oak logs to kind of create some separation so we can have several rooms inside this little tree stump here. So let's just kind of make a wall right here as well. So this can kind of be like an entrance. What I want to do is have a little lamp right on the edge on the inside, and we can kind of make this into like a little library type of a vibe. We could even see about kind of insetting some of these, but the only issue is on the outside it'll look a little funky. So we can kind of just makeshift this by covering it up with some other things. So maybe going like that. Or better yet, let's get some shutters. So if I put a shutter there, now we don't even notice it. All right, so then we can have little chairs here. We'll put a dark oak log underneath this so it blends in. And then let's do another one across the way here for our other little friend. So we'll put one right there, put our little chair here. Hi, buddy. On the other side, we'll put our shutter, and then we will put the moss back in place, and no one's to know, but we have a cozy little reading nook for our villagers right here. Oh my gosh. Wait, you can put them on the wall? Or you can have them standing. Oh my gosh, we're definitely putting them on the wall. That is adorable. Oh my goodness. We spent day 80 working on filling out the interior with lots of cozy decorations and getting our 3 separate rooms to look just how we imagined them. I had a lot of fun building this hollowed tree branch and decorating for our villagers, and we used lots of yellow accents to draw some connections to the yellow wheat fields, and this being where our farmer's going to live with their yellow straw hat. We then set up a cute outdoor dining area with a little flower pot on the table, and we added more flower pots and planters around the house. To add some additional green tones around the build, we used a bunch of azalea leaves to create that really cozy overgrown look that we love so much. And of course we added mushrooms, lots of mushrooms. All right, our little tree stump, tree branch house for our farmers is completed, and this is so cozy. I love this so much. We've got our little entrance, potted plants in the little planter boxes. We come into the living room with 2 little chairs with some cute paintings and some lights. And then we come through here, and this is kind of the beds zone, the bedroom area. And then we walk out onto their little patio where they can just enjoy having a kind of outdoor patio type seating for eating their little meals and their snacks. And one of my favorite finds were these little flowers that are technically too tall, these goldenrods. They look like wheat, and it works so well that this is kind of for our farmers. I also put some of those around our little crop fields because they fit so well. But now it is time to bring over our villagers and get them to become farmers. So I think these ones all have jobs, but there is one in here that doesn't have a job. They kind of were just trying to become a librarian, so if I just remove both of these little lecterns, we should end up getting the one that is, yeah, pretending to be a librarian. So we'll just put these back and introduce our other little friend to their composter. Now I'm hoping that as for a trade, they will want to have their trade be some wheat, some carrots, or some potatoes. We're gonna remove this so they don't latch onto that. There you go, you're a farmer. Potatoes and carrots. I like it. Also, the straw hat on top of their little mushroom hat is incredible. And it looks like they already are making themselves at home. What do you think of your new house, bud? Do you like it? Is it cozy? I hope you like it, but welcome to your new home and, well, your new crops to tend. And as for me, I'm going to grab some of these potatoes so we can trade with our little villager and lock their trade in so they hopefully won't try to take a lectern again. Now, the other villager I thought would be good to add with our farmer was our Fletcher. So we are going to take the Fletcher and we'll bring their job station with us. But I thought that they would be a nice addition to the area. So let's go put their job block in and then they should go to bed. I'm sorry, I brought the phantoms. I'm terribly sorry. I'll sleep, okay? I promise I will sleep. I will get rid of the phantoms. I'm so sorry. I know that you hate them. Well, let's let the Fletcher go. And for now, we'll just leave their job bench here. So hopefully they hang around. Oh, and look, there's a new kitty cat. Oh, that's so fun. And I feel like I want to put oh my gosh. I almost just activated the chop the tree down with 1 axe swing thing, but luckily I have more than 100 blocks. That would have been terrible. Oh my goodness. All right, there's your job bench. It's back there. I don't know where you're going, but hopefully they'll pathfind to their job block. It's literally right there, sir. You're locked in. You're a master, so you can't try to be searching for a new job, okay? You got to accept it. I don't think they want to accept it. Oh, they just wanted to look at the sheep and the cows. Okay, that's fair enough. We next wanted to try our hand at getting one of our cured villagers to become a librarian and trade us Unbreaking 3, so we walked up our cute little path to our house and began the grind of trying to get an Unbreaking 3 trade. We spent about 10 minutes trying to get the villager to give us the correct book trade, but we never got it and decided to take a break from re-rolling instead. The task we decided to work on next was adding in some cute little benches around our area using beds so they could double as places for our villagers to sleep. We used the beds as the seating, trapdoors for the backrest, and signs for the armrest, and we repeated this bench style with different colored benches around our base area. With all the benches placed, we then let the villagers free so they could pathfind over to the new benches and choose where they wanted to take a snooze. The next morning it was raining and I had the thought to use some of the mushroom toppers as umbrellas and place some seating underneath the mushrooms so if we wanted to sit outside while it was raining, we had a dry place to sit. We then added a chair to the end of our dock so we could fish from it, and we started moving the villagers' job blocks over to the tree stumps so we could remove their old fences and get rid of the remaining mycelium. We did the same thing for the librarians, moving their job blocks over to the tree stump and then removing all of the fences so we could remove the mycelium. We crafted up some white sandstone from our Mystic Grove adventure so we could make some white sandstone walls to make some smaller mushrooms from the blocks we found on our adventure. We then built up a few of the glowing blue mushrooms and then took a step back to see what we thought. And from further away, they do add a sort of a magical vibe to the area, and I'm a big fan. So let's kind of scatter more of these around, and we'll incorporate some other colors as well. But I just, for starters, wanted to add some of these blue ones around, and I think they look really cute so far. We then built a mushroom using the magic planks, and as we went into day 84, we were finishing off our last glowing blue mushroom before we moved on to building some mushrooms with our newly dyed wool colors. I then noticed one of our mushroom cows was stuck in the water and helped them out, and then we started breeding up the mushroom cows so that we could have a lot more of them living on our island. We then added some decorative leaves and lanterns around the pond, and everything was going smooth until... yeah, I died. Again, to fall damage. Again. If there was an award for the most times dying to fall damage while having constant slow fall, yeah, I would win that. I just get way too impatient with how long it takes to float down sometimes, and well, I just don't time out my descent very well. As we collected up our remaining things and went into day 85, we continued breeding up our mushroom cows to expand the population on the island so that we could have more of them roaming about. Now we are on day 85, which means we have exactly 15 more days in this world, and I still have so many more plans, so we need to keep on pace. Our next task was to add some trees to the island. Since only the red and brown mushrooms naturally spawn on the island, it's up to me to add in some additional trees to the area to fill in those spaces that just need a little extra something. Oh, I'm loving this. This is so cute. Just walking through. I love this so much. The next thing that I want to do is actually go back towards spawn and locate where that little black kitty that we had tamed went. I would love for them to join us here, and so we're gonna go on an adventure to go find our little kitty friend. Now, because we haven't used them a whole lot yet, I'm going to bring my deceiver's hearts, we're gonna bring all our little bombs, and we're gonna bring the little poison darts, because I think it could be fun to actually utilize these finally. And to make it interesting, we're gonna go adventuring at night as it gets dark. I think it could be kind of fun to actually have a reason to use all these little darts and these little deceiver's hearts and things. So let's collect up some food and get going on an adventure. First, I do need to get rid of everything else that's in my inventory that's kind of just taking up space and doesn't need to be here, so we're gonna do a little inventory check. Another thing I just remembered is we can actually upgrade our backpack, and I'm pretty sure all we need to do is take our regular backpack, put a bunch of iron around it, and we now have the iron backpack, which in theory gives us a ton more options, and this was the size that we had before we lost our backpack in the nether to the flames in the fire. Now, in terms of what type of backpack could be made next, we've got the copper, the iron, the gold, the diamond, and the netherite. So I'm assuming we just jumped from copper to iron, and we could try making a gold backpack. We could see what this would do, if this is the next upgrade or if this would be a downgrade. All right, so now let's test this out. Oh yes, look at this, so much more space. All right, well, that's pretty good. So we're just gonna bring a little bit of iron with us, and we'll put our little backpack back on our back, but having extra storage, especially this much storage, is gonna be super helpful. And I'm bringing some backup wood and some backup food sources. These aren't the best food sources, but you know, our farmer made them, so I do want to use some of the food from our farmer. With everything ready that we needed for our adventure, we started off into the night towards spawn to go get our black kitty friend. On our travels, we saw some wolves ganging up on a skeleton and a witch nope out of that situation. We found a new forest and wood type that had a modded forest creeper that almost got us, but we took them out and grabbed our new wood type. As we went into day 86, we reached land again and found ourselves in a pumpkin patch, grabbing pumpkins, mushrooms, and ferns. We saw a witch's hut, so of course we stopped in to loot it for some resources. We then saw some glow squids, so we grabbed some of their ink, and then came across a mushroom trader and got some goodies. We then found a village and decided to go through and check all the chests, and then we also freed some cows from the butcher's house. We looted a ruined portal and almost got skewered by a trident boy, saw another village, and took shelter for the night while a golem fought a skeleton outside so that I could actually sleep through the night. Very kind of them. The morning of day 87, we traveled by water, picked some flowers, and then saw a pillager outpost come into view. Alright, as we're rounding this bend, I am kind of curious if we just kind of see what's inside this pillager outpost. You know, we can use some of our darts and things, so let's try to be sneaky, but let's try to loot and see what we can find in here. Got you poisoned. We're coming in with some of these little dudes. I see you. Okay, just some arrows, nothing too crazy. It's just some wheat, nothing too wild. But, you know, we could just get a quick advancement, you know, mine as well. Oh, there we go. And I'm curious, if I throw this down on you... Oh yeah, that worked. Get wrecked, sir! Get wrecked! How far can I throw these? Got 'em good. You know, I don't use these little bombs often, but they are pretty decently handy, I do have to say. We walked through a lavender field and picked some more flowers, found a new forest and chopped a tree to get the wood type, collected some more moss, and ran through some fields past the mobs until we finally saw that first witch's hut we had found. Alright, we are back at the witch's hut that our cat was in. We finally found our little kitty. I hope they're still in here. I'm assuming that they are. Hello, kitty. Oh my goodness. Hello, buddy. How are you? You've been here since day 0, and we're at day 87. I feel terrible, but I'm so sorry to leave you here for so long, but you do get to come home with me now. It is a little dangerous outside, so we are just going to put our little kitty inside a capture cell. I think it's gonna be a whole lot easier to carry our little friend inside our capture cell and bring them all the way back. We just need to be careful, because I swear I just heard some skeletons. But, you know, maybe we'll just do a quick snooze inside the witch's hut before we get on our way back home to bring our kitty to their new mushroom island. On the morning of day 88, we packed up our bed and set off back towards our mushroom island. Along the way, we did find a field of those goldenrod flowers, so we made sure to pick a bunch of those. We found a mushroom outpost where we grabbed a bunch of end rods, arrows, and dispensers. Then as night fell, we came across another mushroom outpost to grab some end rods, but we heard some really strange noises, which turned out to be coming from a mushroom trader spamming the door open and shut. We then got scared by a zombie noise, but realized we had found yet another baby zombie villager, which shocked me enough to pause the game. Hold on. Another one of you little goons? Okay, hang on. What is happening here? Are you good? So with our third baby zombie villager found, we crafted a capture cell and grabbed our new friend. But now, we hopefully won't have any more distractions and we can just boat our way home. But of course, we got distracted again. That is so funny. That is definitely not supposed to be a thing. And we found another village, so of course we are stopping by to see what we want to grab in here. Oh, you're not what's normally in here. That was actually pretty funny. I will take the bones, though. You might let me actually get a doggo. All right, let's try for a doggo. Let's try for you. Oh my gosh, first try. We've got a doggo. Hi, buddy. Oh, you're so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I have to make sure I let them stand again because I don't want them getting stuck. All right, doggo, it is time to go in the boat. Thank you very much. We're traveling by boat now. Look at him, he's so cute. And with our dog in our boat, sniffing the salty sea air, we boated our way towards home until we finally could see our mushroom island again. We finally made it back, and we even have a little dog friend and a cat friend and another baby zombie villager. I only expected to bring home a little cat friend, but I'll gladly take a new doggo and a new villager. All right, buddy, welcome to your new home. Welcome, welcome. And let's have the cat be inside the little farmer villager's hut. Let's have you be right here. Oh, look at the cat is already sitting on the bed. Dog, no, don't push the cat into the rain. That's not very nice, okay? There. Now, let's quickly grab our little doggo and we'll just bring them inside here. We'll have them guard our house, you know, hang out with the villagers that are in here as well. But let's just have them hang out right here. There we go. Welcome, buddy. Make yourself at home. We then heard the sound of another cat and went to go find and tame them, which it turned out to be another black cat, which we tamed with one fish and dyed their collar light gray. And I forgot to make you sit, so we have to bring you back in the house. Yeah, come here. back in the house. We'll make you sit. I don't want you to get wet. I want you to kind of stay here, buddy. Oh my gosh, they lay down like that. Oh, it's even cuter. Oh my gosh, you're adorable. Look at your little wagging tail. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. That is adorable. And the little toes. Oh, they sit so cute. Literally, this is my first time using the fresh animations, and it's so fun how it makes the animals. I love how the dog's just doing a little sploot, doing a little sit. It's adorable. Now, since I do have a baby zombie villager, I kind of want to try to do that same thing. We do have another weakness potion. Now, if I go like so... There we go. Hi, buddy. Looks like you didn't change your skin quite yet, but that is a-okay. So we'll splash you and give you a little potion, a little apple mixture, so you do the shaky shakes. Now, while they do the shaky shakes, we're gonna go and put away all of the goodies that we got on our trip. Literally, I just upgraded my backpack to the gold one, and I already filled it up completely with goodies. And, you know, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad at all. Overwhelmed? Maybe, because I have to put this all away and find a spot for it, and I don't exactly have the most elaborate, fancy chest system right now, but that's a future red problem. We're just gonna ignore that. It's fine. Yeah, everything's fine. The next thing I want to do is move where we have our bone meal farm set up. I think I would like to have this be down where we have our iron farm. All right, perfect. The bone meal farm has been moved down to where our iron farm is. That just makes this area look a lot cleaner, if I do say so myself. And I'm going to remove all these dyes. The next project we worked on was a resource collecting system we could set up below the mushroom traders. Right now, we're losing items to despawning if I can't pick up everything in time. So with the hoppers feeding into a chest and carpet over top of them, we now have an easier way to collect everything we trade with our mushroom friends. And for going through a stack and 10 of brown mushrooms, we got a ton of options. We have so much food now. We've got lots of flowers and dyes. We've got 7 diamonds, a bunch of gold, and a bunch of iron, plus a bunch of the bombs and little poison darts. So those are always a good thing. So I'm glad that we have that set up. That's another project checked off the list. Now the other thing I want to do is start collecting a bunch of our dark oak wood, because I want to make another one of our mushroom tree stumps, but I want this one to be for our librarians, and we are going to place this one over by our picnic blanket and our little bench, and it's gonna go right in here. So we're just going to make and build up another one of our little tree stumps in the exact same style that we've been doing things. So let's just clear these out of our way, and I think this should be good. It doesn't need to be super large, but just large enough so that our villagers can hang out in here and read all of their books. So let's just start building this up, and once again, well, this will just be the basic shape. We'll kind of bring it in block by block, make it a little bit wonky, similar to our other one. We collected more dark oak wood to build with, filled in the moss holes to level out the terrain, and started building up the height of this tree stump and adding in some roots. Once we built up the tree stump higher, we added in some stairs, slabs, and fences as details, and added in the additional roots to the tree stump. The details really add a lot to these tree stumps, and it's always fun to see it come together over time. We added an outdoor table with some chairs, we added a table inside, some supports, candles for lighting, a spore blossom of course, and then we added the flowers into the flower boxes and started adding the mushroom details around the outside before we were rudely interrupted and ran to find a bed to sleep away the phantoms. On day 92, we were adding some flower pots and flowers as decor and some of our favorite chipped dark oak trapdoors. And we're gonna add some chairs in here so they can sit down and enjoy a candlelit conversation over all of their books they've got on their shelves here. I put a gate here instead, so hopefully that will help them out, but let's go remove that brewing stand so that they stop trying to lock onto it. All right, I have brought over their brewing stand so they can be happy. Do you want it? You don't want it. You do want it? While we waited for our villager to stop being a cleric and become a librarian, we decided to try again at getting our librarian in our house to trade us Unbreaking 3, which after trying for a bit with no luck, the villagers all of a sudden just left and went to bed. I always forget how early they go to bed. So I switched tasks into collecting up a ton of wheat and replanting our fields so we could start breeding up our mushroom cows some more, since I really want them to be able to be walking all around our island by the end of these 100 days. I then bred up all my regular cows and sheep and decided to set them free since I felt bad for just leaving them crammed in here for so long. It also made me realize I had completely forgotten about building the cow farm as my main food source, since I just ended up mostly eating bread this whole time. We bred up some more of the mushroom cows and fed some little baby cows before checking on our tree stump villager again to re-roll them until we made a discovery. Okay guys, I just learned something about Minecraft candles that I never knew. I knew you could light them, but you can extinguish the candles. Like, also, why? You are going to burn your little toesies on these candles if you're not careful. But I didn't know that was a thing. That is so cool. I don't know if that's something that's always been in the game or if that's more recent and I just wasn't aware, but I thought it was cool that you can actually blow out the candles. All right, now we are going to work on getting Unbreaking 3 or Fortune 3 from this little one. So hopefully we will get some good trades by the end of this, but let's just spend some time re-rolling and see what we get. It felt like we re-rolled this guy for 10 minutes straight with no luck until we got this trade. Okay, I know I said I wanted Unbreaking 3 or Fortune 3, but I mean Efficiency 5. That is a good book, my friend. So we're just gonna go quickly grab some iron and trade with our little villagers so that we can get enough emeralds to hopefully get us an Efficiency 5 book. I would love to have that on my pickaxe. That would be such a huge help, especially when we're going mining for things. I could put it on my axe, but we also have that one chop ability that makes it really easy for me to just chop down pretty much an entire tree in one fell chop, so I'm not too concerned about that. But let's get some more of these emeralds from our friend. And I'm not sure how much leather I have on hand. We've got 6 in here. Let's see how many books we can make if we just rummage through our chests to find some. Got 2 in our backpack. And we'll make some paper, and we should be able to make some books. So we've got an efficiency, and let's put one on our shovel. Now, unfortunately, I do need some more leather, and sorry, bud. Sorry. And we've got more sugarcane inside our chests, so we can make some more books, which would be perfect. We've got 10 now. And I know that we have the little villagers up here, and we've had one that we've been trying to roll, but let's try a little bit more, getting them to give us, we want Unbreaking 3 or Fortune 3. And then we spent the next 20 to 25 minutes re-rolling until we finally got a trade that we wanted. And we finally got our fortune book. It just took us like 25 minutes, 30 minutes. Now with all of these other librarians kind of wandering around, I want to now take them and move them over by our other tree. So let's take Mr. Silk Touch and move them over to their designated tree stump. And we can set you down and let you out. So now we have Silk Touch and Efficiency 5 in here, which is perfect. And I think I saw our mending friend. Here they are, right here. Hello, how's it going? Come with me, please. Thank you very much. And we'll grab their lectern as well. They should know that this is their area. So if I just put one right here, they should just kind of hang around here, hopefully. Perfect. And with our Fortune 3 friend, we're actually going to move them over into the Librarian tree stump as well, and then we can work on getting them to be unbreaking. And I think let's have their lectern be here, and they can just be set right there. So, oh no. Sometimes it seems like the villagers want the chaos. It's kind of ridiculous. We next grabbed some fresh baked cookies from our farmer and then tried out some of their new soup recipes. The first one was pretty good and gave us a boost, and the second one made me feel pretty weak. Now, one thing that I did want to do during this 100 days is get a complete set of mushroom armor, and we definitely were able to acquire that. But because we have so many diamonds, I think it could be pretty cool if we make a full another set to display inside our closet. And just so you guys can see how the helmet actually looks, there's your helmet. It's a cute little mushroom cap, but if we're being honest, I think this hat is a whole lot more cute to complete our armor set. Now, to get an armor stand, we need to smelt up some of our stone until we can get some smooth stone, and then we'll combine that with some sticks. So we'll make a few more sticks, and then we've got our armor stand. And I saw another kitty friend, so I am gonna try to tame this one wherever he went. Hello, you. Can you be my friend? Here, kitty. Let me love you. Oh. Okay, well, that works out. You loved me pretty quick there, and I appreciate that. Now, with our new little kitty friend, I think they'd be kind of cute if they were just hanging out here. So what if we just set them right there? I think that's adorable. They can kind of watch over all of the crop fields and keep our villagers in line. We crafted up some cherry trapdoors and doors to make our closet, and decided to place it right next to our bed so it would be easy to grab our armor when we needed it. The cherry wood with the armor looked so good together and really solidified the cottagecore, mushroom core vibes we were going for. We added the trapdoors to the front, and then the doors and trapdoors to complete the little closet, and I really liked the end result. And when it comes to our mushroom tools and weapons, we had 4 out of the 5 of them, and we had our mushroom arrows. So we crafted our very first mushroom sword to complete our mushroom tools and weapon set. As we're on day 95, I do have to say it feels so good to have an entirely extra set of our mushroom armor in our room, and to have a full set of our mushroom tools. I feel about as cottagecore as you can get in terms of armor and tools. It's pretty great. What also feels great is knowing that we officially have our farmer up to master and can upgrade our food source to finally be golden carrots consistently versus just, eating bread most of this time. Now, with just a few days left in this world, I want to try to keep making this as cottagecore and cozy and mushroomy as I possibly can. So let's work on some projects to really bring our base to life. Another thing I thought could be cool is if we actually just take one of these little mushroom caps and we add one into our house as well, but we dye this one red just so that it's a little bit more decorative as well. So if we go like so. And in testing it, the red mushroom cap cannot go on top of an armor stand, so that is a bummer, but I can just have a secondary armor stand here and put some of my other armor I've acquired, such as my armor to go into the Nether, and we can just keep a backup red mushroom cap in our bedside drawer. And we can do a little bone meal to this area so that we don't have these random mycelium patches anymore. And I know around the back there's still a lot of mycelium needing to be replaced, so let's just do a little bit of extra work back over here to just get everything much more mossified, as we like to call it. Another thing I thought could be fun is what if we just had some more colorful sheep roaming about? I think that could be kind of fun. Now, I have always been curious, what happens if you breed a mushroom cow and a normal cow? Do they do anything? No. Yeah, I just feed them a snack, all right? That's good to know. Minecraft at least is, not trying to crossbreed cows. I can appreciate that. The other thing I would love to do is actually make a fishing rod and finally do some fishing from our little fishing stool here. So let's see what we can catch on our beautiful little pond here. Oh, and we got a little raw cod for our first advancement for fishing. And look at that, just in time for me collecting fish, we found another cat. Let's see if 3 cod can get our friend. It did, look at you. Hi, buddy, come with me. You are officially going to be our dockside friend, okay? This is your new area. You get to kind of watch over this area. I'll put you underneath the little mushroom tree, just to stay out of the rain, but you are officially the fishing dock cat. So you get a new cute little spot right over here, and you get to watch us fish whenever we're over here. Now I'm just gonna take another seat and do a bit of fishing and see what goodies we find. I'm hoping for more leather because I'd like to make some picture frames before we finish up 100 days. As we fished, I was reminded of just how relaxing and simple fishing can be. You can just get to focus on one thing, you get little surprises fished up sometimes, and fishing from our little chair and getting to enjoy the scenery around our pond just made me really glad I put the extra time I did into making the area around the pond so cozy. Alright, I did a little bit of fishing, but really only got cod and a salmon, so I think even though I only have 4 levels, I'm gonna see if we can still get something in the enchanting table. I mean, it doesn't hurt. Never mind, it hurts. I need more levels for this. Alright, so looks like we're gonna quickly talk to our little friend here, our toolsmith, and grab some iron. And I do have to say, our iron farm is working really well. I'm super happy with how well this is working now that we actually got it fully fixed up. It's pretty great. And we'll just trade you some iron. There we go, I've got my levels. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Now we can see what we get. Unbreaking? Not too bad. Now with us being on day 96, I want to turn our attention to these mushroom outposts. When you walk down into them, they're just messy. I removed all of the water, so there's not even this here anymore. The crops are dried up. You know, we've got some beetroot, but we can move that somewhere else. But to bring this vision to light, we do need to do some demo to what's here currently. So we'll just get rid of some of these things that are around here and clean this place up. Now with the chipped workbenches, specifically the mason's workbench, you can take dirt and you can texturize it to whatever variant of dirt you want your texture to be. And I really like these tiny brick border dirt ones, so let's use a bunch of those. We'll also grab some of these eroded dirt blocks, some sanded dirt blocks as well, and some of the weathered dirt. And if I just start scooping out all of this mycelium and grass, we will have a brand new textured playing field to create a nice little cafe for our little mushroom traders. And then we noticed the phantoms were back, so I took a quick snooze, and the morning of day 97, we were adding in our floor textures. With the floor in place, we moved on to adding in the outdoor tables and seating to fill in the patio space. Once we had our moss placed, we started adding in all of our chairs, the side tables, and the lamps to give some light to the area before moving on to adding in some flowers and plants to the surrounding area. And in looking a little bit further away, I'm already loving this so much. The next thing I want to do is get some little umbrellas out to make it easier for people to sit here if it's raining. We're going to use a lot of this white sand in order to make the white sandstone, and then we're going to use a lot of the walls to make our mushroom umbrellas. We then got sidetracked taming another cat and had the thought to have our cats all sitting in the chairs at our cafe. So we moved our crop watching cat to the cafe, and then we moved the black cat by our house over as well. Okay, this is actually the cutest thing. We have 3 of our cats just sitting so cute and proper in their chairs. I'm obsessed with this. So now we kind of have this set up as more of a cat cafe. We started building up our second mushroom umbrella, but this time we decided to use moss instead of calcite for the dots on the mushroom, and then I realized that I didn't really like how that looked, so I swapped out the moss back for the calcite, and it looked much better. The next task we worked on was removing all of the vines off of the mushroom trading post. Even though I like the look of the vines, it sometimes looks a bit too messy, and I have to say, cleaning it up made it look way better. And just like that, we have our adorable mushroom overgrown cat cafe, and I think this was such a good addition to the area. I may be a bit biased because we have the cutest little cat sitting in some chairs, but you know, I think this is just really nice to have this area be more of like a seating area, and it does look a lot better than what it was before. And in making something better than what it was before, I want to continue these paths and make them all the way over to our librarian's tree stump, and also kind of just make a path leading all the way up to where our farmer and Fletcher are. And I want to extend this path all the way over to our wool farm and enchanting setup. So what we're gonna do is just open up this area right here and add in a little path right along this side here. And to kind of frame in this little walkway, we're adding back in the grass and the little flowers and plants and things just to make it a little bit nicer over here. And I would say having this path makes this area look a lot more completed and official, and I'm really happy with it. Next, we worked on texturing a path up to the farmer and Fletcher's fallen tree branch house, and then we started working on changing the path leading to the enchanting tree stump. Even though we're literally just using dirt, I love that the chipped mod allows us to give even dirt some fun textures, and I really like how it made our path look by the end. As we went into day 100, we were doing some finishing touches around the area, and we looked at the advancement we got. And just like that, we made it to day 100. It feels like it's taken us a really long time to make it to this milestone, but I feel like the time has also gone by really quick. We've made some amazing progress in transforming this mushroom island into a cozy custom mushroom island, and I'm really proud of everything that we've accomplished in these 100 days. Starting with our little mushroom starter house, this was the first thing that we built on this island here, and I love all of the details that went into this, and I'm really proud of it. We did have that little moment where, I just made everything all crooked, but then we fixed it, we overcame, and I'm really happy with the end results, and I love the interior to this one. It's so simple, but so good. Also, it looks like our little doggo has mushrooms coming out of him. That is so cute, also so fitting. But let's have our little doggo friend walk with us around the place. But we've gotten our little working area, we've got the crafting, the smelting, we've got all of our chests, we've got our little reading nook that I guess our little doggo friend really likes. And moving our way upstairs, we had our little desk for writing, our little couch, our bedroom, and of course, our closet to store our extra full set of mushroom armor. And walking outside at the top of the stairs, you see all of the crop fields, the farmer working the fields with their little composter. The arches, I think, are one of my favorite things. We've got all of our carrots, we've got our wheat, we've got our potatoes, and we even have our little bees pollinating away, and this place is just so cozy. We've got some mushrooms and another bench around the back, so that we can kind of just sit and watch our area from wherever we feel like. Coming back through our little crop fields and up this way, we have our farmer and Fletcher's little fallen tree stump. I love how this turned out. We've got their little living room, their little bedroom section, and their little outdoor dining and seating area. And coming down the path a little, we have our enchanting tree stump, and we also have our wool farm down here. I'm really proud of the fact that during these 100 days, we did manage to make a wool farm, and we've got tons of different wool color options to help us build all of our little custom mushrooms that we made on the surface. And walking down this path, we have our pond, we've got our little picnic blanket, and our little tree swing, and I love this view so much. We've also got our little kitty friend that's watching the ducks, and we've even got a little chair so we can go fishing whenever we want to, and a little friend behind us to keep us company. My favorite feature by our pond, though, is definitely our little picnic blanket. It has such cozy vibes, and I love it so much. And walking past our pond, we have our tree stump for our librarians. We've got our amending villager in here, and we let the other ones just kind of roam about. So we just have a ton of little villagers able to walk around here. And our most recent build is our little cat cafe. I think it's adorable. The cats are just sitting in their chairs. We've got tons of seating options for people to come and enjoy our little cafe, and we managed to make a fully functioning iron farm, and we have a bone meal farm. And I do have to say, having an automatic iron farm and the wool farm were major additions to our area, and I'm so proud. Thank you so much for watching this transformation. I hope you enjoyed all the coziness, the adventures, the shenanigans, and let me know in the comments if you would like to see 200 days in this world, and I'll see you next time.